Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. And if you lend your friend and your family your hard-earned cash and they refuse to give you it back, feel free to contact Real Talk Debt Collection Department, and they will be glad to assist you in any way possible. So I want to say a special good night to those of you that are on our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali page. Like and share as we go live. Those of you on YouTube, TT Real Talk, hit the bell and you would know when we go live. Now viewers, remember we keep you up to date with news when it happens in Trinidad and Tobago. How do we do that? We do that through our page. So feel free to like and share our page as we go live. We will keep you up to date. When you're on the road and you want to know what is taking place, tune into our page. Our page gives you breaking news in Trinidad and Tobago. Now remember viewers, I am encouraging you to share our live stream. Let Trinidad and Tobago know that this is the #1 current affairs program in our island of Trinidad and Tobago. You know, apart from our page, Real Talk, you know, we push for a lot of bills, a lot of legislations. We do things to make sure that the citizens of our country can benefit from it. To benefit from it. This is what we do. We try to get things done so that the people could enjoy. Now, yes, there are crimes. That is what the police are there for, to solve the crime. And if you have drug block in your areas, and you have police station not too far from there, which means something is wrong. Something is wrong. So the officers in your community, they need to get their act together to fix their community. Because I will tell you something. No police officer wouldn't like if a bandit break into their home and abuse their family. They would not like that. So viewers, feel free to call in 238-6716. If you live in an area that have been flooded today, yesterday, feel free to call in and know what took place in your area. So as we start off our discussion tonight, we're going down to UTT. So listen this, a $57 million cash deficit for the West Indies of Trinidad and Tobago, UTT, for fiscal year 2021 could result in its 800 plus workers having to take salary cut. Remember, the finance minister said UTT is under review. UTT chairman Clement Inbert cannot say if the university financial woes will lead to a third wave of retrenchment at the institution. He also stated that 75% of the university expenditure goes towards salary, and that tough decision will be made when the board meets in an emergency meeting. 800 plus workers having to take salary cut. Now viewers, we understand that the economy is almost washed out in Trinidad. This is what we understand. But the thing is, what is the financial advisors doing about it? What are the financial advice that these advisors are giving to the government to fix Trinidad? What are some of the advice? Cut salary right through Trinidad and Tobago? Right through we're going to cut salary? How are we going to fix? When you add tax to food items, and you raise higher interest in the bank, and you decide to cut people's salary, what are you creating in a country? What are you creating? What are you doing to stable the economy? I'm not hearing the advisors. I'm not. And both have advisors. Prime Minister have advisors. Central Bank have advisors. What are we doing? What are we really doing in order to fix the economy in our country? How are we going to deal with this now? 800 plus workers having to take salary cut. Now taking salary cut is one. But how much are you going to cut their salary by? 10%, 15%, 50%? Pilots had to take salary cut in order to keep their jobs so they could provide for their family half of our bread instead of our whole bread. But nevertheless, they are surviving. Now, I could tell you something. This is going on right through the world. Right through the world. And around the world, the advisors, they are beefing up. They are looking at solutions. But what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What solutions are we bringing to the table? Raise tax and raise tax and raise tax. How is that going to fix the economy? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Said, the tax and thing is just out of order. But that's not a court. What I call you really to talk to you about concerning that. I call you concerning that a policeman come at me Friday morning because my madam called me and called the policeman, that is his friend, and the policeman comes, as he reaches, he asks no question, you get out of the house. Or you take all the things and put it outside.
Wait, caller, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get this correct.
Yeah.
Somebody who called the police on you?
The child mother called the police.
All right. Is she living in the same house with you?
Yes, the child mother living in the same house with me.
Okay, so your child mother living with you in the same house.
Yes, ma'am.
She called the police for you.
Yes, sir.
So the police tell you to take your things and put it by the road?
He tell me take it. He tells she and she daughter take it and put it by the road and put it by the road, and then he wedges me and puts me in the road.
Okay. Did the police come with an order from the court stating that you have to take all your belongings and put it by the road?
No, Mr. Ali.
All right. Listen, no. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm asking you, right, is there any court order stating that you have to leave your property?
No, Mr. Ali.
The officer did not walk with any sort of document?
He didn't even come in a uniform.
All right. So just because your child mother called the police, they come and they put you out from the house?
Yes, Mr. Ali.
Go police complaint and make a report. Find out the officer name, find out his badge number, and go to PCA. But before you do that, go to a police station in a different district.
Yes, sir.
Make a report, tell them how a police officer come and take all your stuff, put it by the roadside, get your receipt, go down to a police complaint, and lodge a complaint.
I went to the police station already.
And
they tell me they cannot take no report because, like, they know the police, and if they take any report, they could compromise the report against me.
Okay, so which station you went?
They don't want to take no report from me. They don't want to even hear me.
All right. What area the incident happened? You don't have to call the street. What area? Erin.
Yes.
What station did you went to file a complaint?
Erin police station.
Go down Siparia.
I went to Paria, they sent me back Erin.
You know the officer number you know the officer name that sent you back Erin?
is a woman, was a young woman in CID called Separation under quarantine for some COVID-19 or something.
Well, here what to do. Go San Fernando CID and
Yes,
report. Because you see Trinidad and Tobago, according to the Commissioner of Police, right, caller? If you go to one station and they fail to take your report, go to another station.
Yes, boss.
So do that for me. Go down CID in San Fernando.
Yeah.
Right? Call me tomorrow. I will give you a name in San Fernando who to go and ask for.
Okay, boss.
And we go deal with that. Thank you, my friend. Now, caller, just a little advice on what the gentleman just said there. Anytime an incident happens in your district, and you go to that station, and they do not want to take your report, go to a police station. Now, the Commissioner of Police made it very, very clear. Very clear. If you go to one district and they're not taking a report, go to other district. He made it very clear. Right? And no police have the authorization to put out anybody from their house. Not even a bailiff. I'm going to be very, very straight with all you. Justice Frank Sipasad made it very clear that for a bailiff to put you out the house, you have to have a written document from the court. And that is the only way a bailiff can act. They could come, take out your stuff from the house, and put it by the roadside, only with a document, detail and sign, and stamp from the court. So Trinidad and Tobago citizens, be very aware. And I will tell you the next thing. No police officer have the right to come and put you out the house. Take their name, take their badge number, and report them to PCA. Because they are not above the law. And it doesn't matter who pocket they're fitting in, whether the front pocket, the back pocket, or the jacket pocket, or the inside of the jacket pocket. They could get them suspended. Because that is where you call taking the law into your own hands. And because you know a friend, and because you know a family, you go pull your weight because you're a police. Citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, get smart. Get smart. Hence the reason why Real Talk is about educating you all. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
A pleasant good night, Mr. Ali.
To you, my friend.
I'm calling in on your program tonight concerning the 1 hour the Prime Minister give to the church and have the beach from 6 to 6. But I'm here to let the Prime Minister know that he interfering with God's business and God's people. So you must be careful with what you're doing because God is no respecter of person. Good night.
Thank you, my friend. The church get 1 hour to congregate. The beach get from 6 to 6. And the hunters can't do nothing but sit down home. I'm telling you, all we have to do is sit down home and pray to God that hunting season open. But just now, the minister friends and the hunting friends and them, they're fasting. I will insult them on TV. I will insult them on television, on a national platform. You open up the beach from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., but hunters cannot go in the forest. So my theory on this is that the ministers, those in authority that have the authorization to open the hunting season, your friends and your family fasting. Because this is a fasting time. And they are afraid that other hunters go and they kill the bigger deer, and they kill the bigger tattoo, and they kill the bigger deer. Who vex loss? You vex your loss, you can't do nothing. But reality is reality. And you all, some ministers embarrassing themselves and Trinidad and Tobago on an international level. Not just the country, Not just yourself, but others looking on. The church open, the beach open, everybody in their two-piece and their one-piece, and they cover up and thing, and they're on the beach bathing. But waiting till hunting season close. Who's the health minister? Who's the one heading the committee to the roadmap? What kind of brain them have? This is how they're embarrassing themselves. You see, but it will take somebody in their own country to tell them what they're doing. Hence the reason why I am here. Hence the reason why I am here. So viewers, we're going for a short commercial break. But nevertheless, we will talk with Saieed Ali. We'll be right back after this break.
Sale, sale, sale! Waldia Shoppers World One-Stop Shop. We are the #1 in household supplies and accessories. Located at 50 Sukram Street, Sangre Grande, next to the Civic Center. On sale, a wide range of toys to choose from. Drones, helicopters, cars, bikes, remote control toys and much more. Muslim wear for both male and female. Stereo sets, Bluetooth speakers, smart TVs from $2,100 and up. Electronic appliances, washing machines and dryers. Stoves from $275 and up. Car accessories, tool sets, Pioneer decks, kitchen cutleries, plates, teacups, curtains, clocks from $50, cell phone accessories, detergents. Stay at home and stay safe with our barbecue pits. Waldia Shoppers World One-Stop Shop. We are the #1 in household supplies and accessories. Located at 50 Sukram Street, Sangre Grande, next to the Civic Center.
So welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. So we're keeping the ball rolling. We're keeping the ball rolling. 800 plus individuals from UTT might have to take salary cut. But listen this. A total of 80 property owners have recently received compensation for their land, which will be used to construct a new terminal for the A.N.R. Robinson Airport in Tobago. The Ministry of Finance, in a press release today, stated that over $128 million was spent to compensate property owners and acquire their land for the terminal construction along with other associated work on the airport. The economy in Trinidad and Tobago is breaking. If not breaking, done, break and ready to wash away. They're going to build an airport in Tobago. $128 million have already spent to compensate property owners to acquire their land for the terminal. The economy in Trinidad is not stable. It's not stable. People are losing their jobs. People are taking salary cut just to keep the ball rolling, to keep the fire burning. But the government that runs Trinidad and Tobago presently have decided to spend $128 million to acquire land in Tobago to build an airport. Caller, good night. Hello? I guess we lost that. 80 property owners, 80 of them, at the cost of $128 million. The economy is break. Business shutting down. But we're going to build the airport. We're going to build the airport. How is that helping the economy in Trinidad presently? Somebody care to explain? Caller, good night.
Good night, doctor.
Go right ahead.
Go right ahead.
Hello?
I want to talk to Mr. Ali.
You're live on Real Talk. Go right ahead.
Okay. Well, I have a problem. And,
Yeah.
I think Mr. Ali might help me. So I am a pensioner and I applied for a house. I see a house about 5 years now and I can't get it at all. Me?
I'm hearing you.
I said I applied for a house about 35 years ago and up to everybody gets a house and I can't get none. Yes, since 2018.
Wow. Caller, I really wish I could have helped you there. I really wish I could have helped you. Serious. The bank's giving loan in 3 months. The bank's giving loan in 3 months with thousands of applications. And you're getting an answer within 3 months. HDC have thousands of applications. I heard the caller said 35 years now and he get no reply. Imagine that. Imagine that. But nevertheless, we back with this airport in Tobago. If you sustain the economy in Trinidad, sustain the economy, generate an income from the economy, and then look to invest in building a bigger airport, don't you think that would work? Don't you think that would work? Patriotic energy. Anyhow, we're going down to that. We're going down to that in a little while. Caller, good night.
Good night, sir.
Go right ahead.
That amount you're talking about in Tobago, did that coming out from the Trinidad and the Trinidad government? THC had to pay that bill you're talking about there, right?
Well, I believe it's the Trinidad government.
Now, well, I think they had the budget for the THC, so they should be responsible for that.
The Ministry of Finance released that today.
Oh, okay. I news every day, right?
Well, right. Caller, I just like yourself, like me, I thought THA was going to see about that. So it's not THA. It was released from the Finance Ministry to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You see, how are we going to stable the economy? You see, now we have to look for a solution now to stable the economy. Because while 128 million was spent to acquire 80 property in Tobago, 800 plus UTT workers may have to take pay cut. Does it make sense? While you cutting the salary of 800 plus workers here, 128 million spent on the side. How that fix in Trinidad and Tobago? Now, yes, I know the people have to come in from outside. We all understand that. We all understand that. That will generate an income. But the thing is, nobody ain't coming, nobody ain't going. Money spending while people had to take pay cuts. Does that fix Trinidad and Tobago? You are the citizens, you tell me. Now I'm going to tell you something. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. But the government want to extend or build over the airport in Tobago. Nothing is wrong with that. But look at the timing. Look at the timing. I would welcome new development. But you have to look at the timing. Is our economy stable? No. Do we have money to sustain the economy? No. Are we going to build a new airport? Yes. Are people jobs stable? No. They're taking pay cut just to get the bread on the table. While the government now is spending excessively. Does that make sense in any way? You tell me. It's taxpayers' money spending. It is taxpayers' money spending. While we have now some out of a job, some working for half pay, the economy coming down faster than we think, but you're projecting now millions on the other side. So what you're doing for this side? While you're spending here, what you're doing for here to be stable? Nothing. Nothing. Because some contractor will get millions of dollars to build an airport, while down here remaining holding the end of the rope. You think about it, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me tell you something. Banks thinking twice to give loan now, you know. They thinking twice to give loans, you know. But there's nothing, no problem with that. While here money is spending excessively, you have to cut now your whole bread into half. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, I just heard somebody complaining about Erin Police Station.
Yes.
On your program. What I want to tell that person is to go back in Erin Police Station and ask to speak to Sergeant Ramlal. He's a very serious police officer and will get his justice. And concerning we hunting permit too. See how best you can help us too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, to the caller who called and said about the complaint. Go down to Pina Station and ask to speak to Superintendent Anand Ramesar. Tell him Saeed sent you. And now remember that. Go down to caller. If you listen to me, go down to Pina Station and ask for Superintendent Anand Ramesar and tell him Saieed Ali from Real Talk on TV sent you. And I remember that. I remember a couple of days back, Anand was here. Anand came to check me. That was when? Thursday, I believe? Wednesday, Thursday. He came to check me. So, my friend, if you're listening, do that for me. He will sort out your problem for you. As the caller called there, and I remember my good friend is down there. So, we have a caller. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Again, I must say you just do a marvelous job.
Thank you, my friend.
The reason why this money have to spend in Tobago is this is how the ministers just get money in their pocket to do the work they have to do. Plain talk. This is what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago. These is how the ministers and contractors just get money to put in their pocket. Not the poor man. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, viewers. You tell me if this is not a coincidence that happened in Trinidad. In front of all of us, our citizens, in front of the police, in front of the doctors, in front of the lawyers, in front of the judges. Hear this. According to Saddam Hussein, when he checked the book, $97 million missing. And when police make a raid on DSS, and they say it was $97 million they get, and one of the figure was 97 million. All I think. According to Saddam Hussein, $97 million went missing. What officers bust down on DSS? And one of the figures was 97 million. Think, citizens. All I think. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Go right ahead.
Good night, Mr. Saeed. Good night.
Good night. You're live on Real Talk.
Yeah, good day. I want to make 2 points, sir. The first point I want to make is that the tourism, if they extend the airport in Tobago, let some of the tourists report back to Trinidad so it will benefit Trinidad as well. That's the first point. And then the second point I want to make, sir, is this collusion and confusion with the CXC and also the C exam and also the CSEC and CAPE. This must never ever happen again in the whole West Indies, including CARICOM. The government and CXC has to take control of this. Through you, I ask for you to highlight that.
I understand.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye.
Thank you, my friend. According to Saddam Hussein, $97 million went missing. It went missing and he made it known. He made it known to the public when DSS, when officers raid DSS. How much? 97 million? Think. And then mysteriously the money was handed back. Think, citizens. So we're moving along now. The Ministry of Education has received, listen this next bacchanale, I tell you it's mash up Monday. The Ministry of Education has received 20,168 laptops and tablets from 45 corporate sponsors for its Adopt a School initiative. However, Ministry of Education, Nayan Gasbidoli, have stated that only 650 devices have been delivered. Let me say that again. At the Ministry of Education, they received 20,168 laptops and tablets from 45 corporate sponsors. And they encourage these sponsors to adopt a school initiative. Out of that, the Minister of Education said 650 devices have been delivered. Now listen this. Listen this. Gasby Dolly also stated that the ministry have given out approximately 6,000 devices since March, but only to teachers and children with special needs. 6,000 add 650 is 6,650. Where the rest? Where the rest? Where the rest? The term starting when? September, October. Today is the 2nd or the 3rd of November. I thought it was 65,000 students is without a device. Citizens, you ain't getting it more real than Real Talk bringing it to you. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
You're live on Real Talk, go right ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Saeed, I now got through. I've been trying to get through since last week. I would like you to highlight, please, about the farm workers who is not bringing back in the country, please, waiting to come home.
What workers?
The farm workers.
Farm workers,
the farm
okay.
workers under the Ministry of Labor. They're waiting to get the exemption letter. You know how long? And he's not bringing them back, and they're just there wasting all their money, you know, because some of them not working their contract up.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so I'd like you to please highlight it, but he bringing in cricketers and who he wants. Okay, Mr. Saeed?
My dear, well, Trinidad and Tobago and people around the world just heard what you said. Thank you, my dear. Now, viewers, the minister further noted that the ministry is diverting a means test to determine persons who qualify for device. Again, I say. How do you know if a student is qualified for a device? How would you know that? Through a test. How are we doing the test? Come citizen, now let's talk to me. How are we doing the test? Last week, I said to you, the students will open up the palm of their hand. Bring on this camera. The students will open up the palm of their hand. They will connect to the Wi-Fi they have home. And they will start doing the test on the palm of their hand because they don't have a device. Their parents didn't buy none for them as yet. So they will connect to Wi-Fi in the palm. You see here? They will connect to Wi-Fi in the palm of their hand. And they will do the test. And they will send it into the ministry. And then the ministry now will reply to them. The ministry will use a device. And the students who don't have a laptop or a tablet, they will receive their answer on the palm of their hand. Hello? Mary Jane? I apologize, but you do not qualify for a device. They will receive it on the palm of their hand. Let me tell you something. I ain't see such a foolish individual in my whole 45 years of living. And I sure 90% of you in Trinidad and Tobago will agree with me because it make no sense. How you doing the test to start with? You tell me how you, Minister, you tell me how you doing the test. And your mother, or your father, or your brother, or your grandmother, or somebody had to buy a device for you to go online to do a test? Let's come now, man. Let's talk now, man. Let we remain like stupid citizens all the days of our life. And feel because those in authority, anything they push down we throat, like you know them mortar and pestle, anything you throw in there and you palm at that, it go mash up. Let we be foolish citizens all the days of our life now. Some people might say, Saieed talking broken language, I'm from Trinidad. Because if I go to talk proper English, we wouldn't understand that. We wouldn't understand that. Because we have a minister telling me, the minister telling me, my child had to do a test in order to know if he or she would get a laptop. To start with, how are we doing the test? Somebody have to donate a laptop or a tablet to the student. So all the days of our life, we go remain dumb clown. This. She further noted that the ministry is diversing. It means tests to determine persons who qualify for device. This will then determine how many more devices the government needs to distribute and to whom. Take that. Take that and put it in a tobacco. And do so. We like it so. Don't stand up and make your voices known. And anything they give you, take it and swallow it. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
Excellent program, excellent program.
Thank you.
Yes, just mentioned something, Mr. Frank Sipasa said something. A police cannot go and put out a thing without a court document. What will happen if they put it out?
I didn't hear what you said clearly.
I say just mentioned something what Mr. Frank Sipasa said. A bailiff cannot come out and put out something from your property. And if they do that, what will happen?
No, caller. What I said.
Yeah.
An officer can't go and put you out your property.
Yeah.
A bailiff cannot go and put you out your property unless you have a court document.
And if they do have a document now, what will happen?
If you don't have this document, they cannot touch you. I am telling you that on national television. If I am wrong, the judge wrong.
Yeah. I agree with you, but even if they cut your items from your house, what will happen?
Make a report.
Okay, thank you very
Make
much.
a report. If you go in one station and they want to take it, go in the next station. Because if I am wrong on national television, the judge wrong also. I'm here to educate you, not put you under the carpet. I'm here to teach you your rights, not squeeze your head like a sponge. I'm here to educate you. So if you didn't know, now you know. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
This minister of education is a mental case. a total mental case. You know why she's doing these things? Not to give the school. Look, Mahasaba didn't even get one computer. The Asja didn't get one. The Presbyterian school didn't get one. You know why? Read between the lines and you will know. From Rowley to all his disciples, not one of them have the brain to sit in any one of this ministerial office. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Watch me. One education, one gone. One gone and next one come. I mean, they're trying. But common sense was made before book. Common sense will tell you if you need to write a letter, you need to get pen and paper. That is common sense. Common sense wouldn't tell you, well, you know, I had to practice writing, and when I start to write good, then I go get a paper, and then I go get a pen, and then I go write a letter. So were you practicing with your fingernail? Your fingernail? Come, citizens. You see, I just come here every night to educate you, to make sure that yesteryear fools remain in yesteryear. And listen this, Listen this carefully. Fools from yesteryear now, because of Saieed Ali and Real Talk, they could live in the present with a little education. They could live in the present with a little education. So even though you're from yesteryear and you have 70 years, you're in the present now. Because on TV, and I'm talking now. On television, I'm talking now, because now is the present. So we're going down to Minister now. Whoops and vaps. Health Minister Terence Dial Singh has noted, he has announced that 2 types of rapid antigen test kits have arrived in Trinidad and Tobago and will be distributed at major health centers across the country. He was speaking at Saturday's media conference.
Some time ago, that we were expecting for the first time in Trinidad rapid antigen testing kits. I am here this morning with a policy position to tell you, yes, the kits have in fact arrived, luckily on time, on schedule. They came in on Wednesday gone. And we have received 2 types of test kits, 2 standards, standard Q and standard F.
Now viewers, previously in September, Dial Singh revealed that 160,000 of these test kits at a cost of $8.4 million was a game changer.
I'll give you an update. We now have the cost estimate for the 160,000 tests. They are going to cost us $8.4 million TT. And the antigen testing will be the real game changer for the total decentralization down to point of care.
So that was in September. Now, Minister Dial Singh also stated that he was the first person to be tested using the new antigen kits, and his test returned negative. Well, thank God for you, Mr. Dial Singh, but there are many who can't say as you say, because some of them afraid to come out. Hey, let me tell you something. Over the couple of weeks gone by, the condition, and in the way, the manner in which they treat you, and the manner in which the food you're getting, people decide not to test. Watch me, if you have a flu, they're staying home. Because they don't want to end up in some hellhole. With the kind of food I showed you all on television, they don't want that. They rather stay home and keep their flu. They quite telling all, if you're positive home. If you're negative home. But I ain't going down there to eat bacon and bread. It's mash up Monday. So here it is now. 3-member committee. A 3-member subcommittee have been appointed to provide recommendation on TNT's border situation. Terence Dialsing stated that the community will consist of the Health Minister, National Security Minister, and the legislative aspect of AG Faris Al-Rawi.
Honorable Prime Minister appointed a three-man committee consisting of myself, the Minister of National Security, Honorable Stuart Young, the Attorney General, the Honorable Faris Al-Rawi, because the issue of opening the borders intersects with the three ministries, and we have to look at legislative framework, the national security issues, and the health implications. We had our first meeting on Tuesday under the chairmanship of the Honorable Stuart Young. We discussed various options. He gave each of us, including himself, some homework to go home and do. I have done my bit of the homework. I spoke to the Attorney General yesterday. He has done his homework. We will have another meeting over the course of this weekend under the chairmanship of Minister Stuart Young. And then Minister Young will present the findings of the committee to the Honorable Prime Minister, who will then make his decision.
Now, viewers, keep in mind, the Health Minister is one of them. This is the same minister who said, mask is not important, mask important, get an old jersey and burst it and tie it around your face. This is the same minister who said it costing between $100,000 to $200,000 to take care of a COVID-19 patient. This is the same minister who owns all the healthcare buildings in Trinidad and Tobago, all the hospitals. Let me correct myself. All the hospitals. This is the same minister. Eh? So listen to this now. We have the Minister of National Security now. We have the Minister of National Security. On the Western Peninsula, people coming in every single day. Every day. We have illegal immigrants in Trinidad and Tobago when they had the Venezuelans signing up. You get your card for 1 day. Thousands of them. Last day for the signing up. When that done, we don't know where the thousands of illegal immigrants went. We don't know where they're gone. So we have the Attorney General now. We have the Attorney General now doing some homework. Trinidad seems to be getting better. It seems to be getting better. While people losing their work, some cutting their salary, 128 million spent in Tobago for 80 homeowners. It seems to be getting better. The committee will look at allowing return-ins of national without the need for an exemption, in which Dr. Rowley referred to as a cautious reopening. So listen to this. If every individual, before they leave the country that they are in, and let me give them a little common sense, to the Attorney General on the legislative side. We ain't studying the Minister of National Security, we ain't studying the Health Minister. But to the Attorney General on the legislative side, make it mandatory, because that is the man bringing the legislations. So me and he will talk. A bit of advice. When you're leaving one country to come into Trinidad, let them go by a center or a hospital or a healthcare center somewhere. and you're doing a PCR testing for nothing less than 5 days, with that piece of document, it will give you access to come into Trinidad and Tobago. It's a simple math. All you need is a PCR testing for no less than 5 days, and you come to Trinidad. That is the legislative matter I would like the Attorney General to ponder on. We know what they're bringing. I'm telling them what to look at. I'm telling you what to look at. Call good night.
Evening, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Well, boy, here what's going on, eh? I heard your man number there for the money we spent so far on how much aged properties in the bill, right? Yeah, man?
Yeah, listening here, go ahead.
Well, they could took out a loan of $300 million to purchase properties, eh?
Who?
They could took out a loan of $300 million to purchase properties in Tobago for the airport.
Don't make joke.
Do I go search and go find it? I just find it on my phone.
Thank you. Yeah, watch me. Just screenshot it and send it for me. Thank you very much for the updates.
Listen.
Yeah.
That antigen test we get there. That is the same antigen test they bad talk since June. And they say the PCR is the gold standard. Right?
Yes, thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. I do apologize. We have probably about 8 minutes left. We're cutting for time. Watch me. Mash up Monday going hot tonight. Because I'm opening all the eyes. Here it is. We're going on the patriotic. The government blanked them over the weekend with their proposal. Listen this. During a virtual press conference on Saturday, Minister of Energy Franklin Khan noted that the patriotic final proposal failed to address the key issue concerning the acquisition. However, Roger disagreed by saying they had addressed the key issue in submitting the relevant document. Listen,
it's a very complex document that we would have submitted to them, and we verily believe that they would not have gone through that properly. This is why we are saying that give us an opportunity. This is why in the submission of that, we would have requested to meet with them to go through it. We did not get that opportunity.
Now, viewers, Roger stated that the union is not giving up the fight for its Patriotic Energies and Technologies Limited Company to acquire the asset of the Petrotrin refinery. So listen this. All I gotta love this. I tell you, it's mash up Monday like never before. We're pressing for time. Minister of Finance Colin Imbert have noted, has noted in the budget that the parallel healthcare system have been established at a cost of $6 billion, with over $4 billion already spent thus far. All you hear that? All you hear that? Over $4 billion spent thus far in the parallel healthcare system. But Saddam Hussein went down in the box and 97 million went missing. Now let's think about it as I move along. Meanwhile, Minister of Health Terence Dialsing stated that it cost the state $600 a day to care for a COVID-19 patient. Now, viewers, listen to this. $600 a day for a COVID patient. The minister said, Terence Dialsing, right? He was speaking at a Standing Finance Committee in June. Minister Dialsing stated that medication used to treat COVID-19 patients had a cost of between $100,000 to $200,000 per patient. Listen to this.
Given the small amount of people who are quarantined versus that people who are tested, do you think $45 million, etc., is value for money?
Okay, so let me give you one example, because I was shocked when I got this figure this morning. When we were looking, and I have the figure here, One of the drugs that we have to use, and you will know, is a drug called human globulin immune. You know, each patient that we have to put on that costs between $100,000 to $200,000 per patient.
Yeah, come in. So viewers, right. So viewers, you all heard that? 100 to 200,000 per patient. Per patient. Meanwhile, Terence Jal Singh stated that it costs $600 per day to care for one COVID-19 patient. So I wonder how that man's doing. How that man's doing. Now listen this. He stated that as of September, the government spent $102 million for the parallel healthcare system. As of October 7th, 4,584 patients have passed through the parallel healthcare system. All you do the maths. All you do the maths. Hey, tonight is a mash-up night. All you do the maths. Somebody do the maths and report back tomorrow night and turn it up. I've given us something to work with. The government is further planning to hire 100 house officer and 100 nurse through an Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, for a loan of US $100 million, TT $670 million. The economy breaking down. People going home. People cutting salary to work. But you're going to take a loan now for $100 million US. Are we stabling the economy first? No. No. So listen to this now. We have about 3 minutes left. One Venezuelan have been arrested at Los Cerro Beach as 2 men are assisting officers with their investigations. Officers received information that a large group of persons were breaching the borders along with the Los Cerro Beach in Santa Flora. Along the Los Cerro Beach in Santa Flora. 2 vehicles were intercepted with a number of 31 Venezuelans consisting of 13 females, 18 males. The driver were also arrested. They were all placed in quarantine after which the immigration will be repatriated to their home island. And what? Minister Young is on the board to open, will give address to opening the borders. Ole come na man. Ole come na man. And by the way, the CMO, I will tell you something. Let me just remind all you. The CMO holds all power during a pandemic. So if the CMO says, do not open the border, and the Minister of Health say, open the border, ooh, what's going to happen there? What's going to happen? Oh, let's tell me what's going to happen. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Yes, that $97 million that you're talking about. You know, you asked a question on television after that they was going to, in UTT, they're doing what I said, they was doing some investigation in there, and they asked what? And he said people from the Ministry Finance. But who is the people there? You have no answer. Maybe the desk and the door and the lead pencil. Nobody can give an answer. So when they do these things, they don't have to answer for the money. You could ask about that $97 million, how much you want? And Mr. Hussein, we have to wait for these people in the ministry, the commission, whatever they're talking about. Nobody here knows. You see, they hit a good shot in Trinidad and Tobago. As soon as PNM come into power, they say they don't have no money. So they don't have to account for none. And now I want to tell you something, Mr. Ali. You see this county land they're talking about, they didn't lawyer just waiting for this minister to play go and take them people land, you know. Because if I knew my wife uncle was 52 years old when they closed it down, the man is nearly 70 years old. He could go and plant garden, but he had to keep his land as the package they give him.
I understand what you're saying.
Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, my friend. So you see, viewers, It's only on Real Talk you get the real facts. And I bring news to you in depth. In depth. Let me tell you something. I had financing. Or half of the finance. The rich folks have in Trinidad. Let me tell you something. The kind of thing I get done in Trinidad, the kind of things I would get done in Trinidad, all your ball. If I had a financer, one multi-millionaire in Trinidad to finance, watch me, it's a different kettle of fish, you know. It's a different kettle of fish, you know. But nevertheless, we are out of time for tonight. I do want to thank you for joining us on Real Talk. Now, viewers, share and like the Real Talk page. We are the third most, or the third best news forecast in Trinidad and Tobago. And I thank you for that. But what I want you to do is continue telling your friends, continue telling your family. Let's see if we could go in the second place position. God is good. Always remember God is good. So if there's a financer out there who have money to burn and you want to finance Real Talk because I'm pumping it, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing else but the truth, feel free to come in. Feel free to come on board. So viewers, before we go, be safe, enjoy the night, sanitize, wear your mask, do as the regulations say. Until we meet again, don't be a fool of yesteryear. Don't be a fool of yesteryear when you could come forward and gain some knowledge for the future. Until we meet again, good night.